Hey guys, I'm going to teach you guys tonight how to make a diaper cake. So you just need some diapers, some kind of styrofoam base, or you can use an actual cake board. So the first thing that you want to do is to take your diapers and roll them up. Now, I use size 2 diapers because if you use the preemies or the newborns, it takes a lot of them to actually get to the size of cake that you want. So the first thing you want to do is take your diapers, and these are Walmart brand, and they have this little teddy bear at the top of them. So I just actually took these and rolled them, folded it down to put the color towards the center, and rolled them up. So this is going to be a 3-tiered cake. For the bottom layer, I wrote it down for you guys. So for the bottom layer, I used 45 diapers rolled up just like this. On the second layer, it ended up being 33 diapers. And then the top layers, I think it's going to be around 24. Now, I took these and individually used these little rubber bands that you can buy at the Dollar Tree. They're the ones that you do like different hair braids and stuff like that for. They come in a package of 700 into one little package. I think it's, yeah, 700 little rubber bands. So you just take them and roll your individual little diapers up into the little rolls. And then I use some thicker rubber bands to actually bunch them together, starting about 8 a piece, and then build it up from there. You can fit about 12 diapers into the larger rubber bands. Okay, so I just take them and roll them like this. If the rubber band's long enough, then I'll double tie it, like twist it over twice, just to make a little bundle. And then I actually took a larger rubber band and grouped them together into 8 or 10 little bundles to make each layer. Okay, so my first layer once again had 45 on it. The second layer had 33, and then I took some burlap and I put some baby blue on there, and I'm working now on the third layer. Okay, so I've got the top layer down to this much, so I just got to fill in this last little section right here, and then I'm going to wrap my burlap around there and make my third tier of my cake. Now, the theme of this baby shower is teddy bears, so I'm going to wrap the burlap around the top layer and then put the baby blue on there, and then we'll go back through and actually add in some little blue bows, which I'll show you guys how to make. So I think I'm going to need about 8 on this last little section here, so I got a few more to tie on here, and I can let you guys know what the third layer is taking. So once again, just take your diaper, roll it down, and then take your little rubber band and actually wrap it around, just like this. Okay, so then you're just going to fill in where you need it. So this last little section here, I need about 4 more up top, and so that's going to make this top layer about 22 to 24 of the diapers up top. Okay, and so you just kind of group them around to make your roundness of your actual next layer. So I'm going to take one of these thicker rubber bands. I bought these at Walmart in the section where your school supplies are, and then let's add one more in here just to fill that top ring in. Okay, so once again, roll it down. We'll do 2 more because that's what I've got out of the package. And we'll just put this little tie around there. And then you're going to take whatever color scheme that you're doing for your shower, and you're going to fill in or wrap around that layer of with your ribbon to hold it in place. Now, you could take a dowel rod if you wanted to go up the center of it to kind of help hold everything. This is going to be so tightly bound that it's going to just sit there on top of each other with no worries, okay? So bottom layer 45, second layer 33, and then this top layer's got about 25 on there. Okay, so I just gradually got each layer smaller. Then I'm going to take my burlap, and this is a 2.5-inch wide burlap, and I'm going to you get it at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to take it and I'm going to measure that top around to see what length that I need to cut it. And you give it just an ever so slightly overlay because you want to be able to hot glue that around that layer without gluing anything onto the actual diaper. So you're going to wrap it around, tack some hot glue there, and then overlap that layer. Okay, so you just measure it around your next layer, and then you're going to actually hot glue that ribbon around it on top of each other. Okay, because you're giving it a bare a bare I'm stepping on my cord here. You're going to give it an overlap onto the ribbon, overlapping it, and I can move it over here where you guys can see it here. Let's get it over. Okay, so I just took it and overlapped it here. And you're going to pull it kind of tight, okay? So you're not gluing anything onto the diapers because you want them to be able to use all of the diapers, okay? And you can definitely, if you don't care if it gets onto the diapers, you definitely can glue it onto the diapers. And you want each layer to be round, okay? So you want each layer to be round, okay? Now, I am going to actually line up all of my seams to the back side of the cake, which is actually going to be the front of the cake. So I'm putting my seam, and I'm going to turn this layer around to make my seam all in the front, because I'm going to go back and make some little tiny bows and actually hot glue them over that, so you're not going to be able to see any of the seams. Now, before I do that, I actually want to take the baby blue and do the exact same thing, taking it, wrapping it around, give it a little bit extra here. Okay, you're just going to take it right in the center of that burlap, or whatever colors. If you wanted to use like a pink and a white for a little girl, or you can use burlap and the other color that you've got for that, you can actually do that as well. Now, I have been working on this for probably a couple of hours, rolling all of these. So it is a little time consuming, just for the simple fact that you have all of these to actually roll and to prepare. So I just did each layer at a time because I wasn't sure how big I actually wanted to make the cake. So I rolled the first 45, then came back, decided that's what size I wanted that layer, and then you kind of got to figure out what your base is going to be, though, so you know where you're going to start, right? So you can definitely make this a lot smaller cake. This is for my friend's niece. She's having a little girl, or a little girl. She's having a little boy. That's why we're doing it in blue and white, or blue and burlap. All right. So then I'm going to line up all of my seams, okay? So you can see the seams right here in the center. Now I'm going to take some little burlap, or little twine, and I'm going to make some little tiny bows to put in here in the center. So I'm going to take it and do my 3 little loops back and forth, back and forth. If you joined us for the actual bow class this week, I showed you guys how to make these little bows. So I'm going to take that, and then I am going to cut another little piece of twine to tie these off with. Now I'm going to take my blue, and I'm going to ducktail these ends here because I think because it's for a baby shower, let's add a little extra touch to it. We're just going to go back and forth, but we're going to have to twist that because this does have a right side and a wrong side to this ribbon. And we're going to twist it, and we're going to make this a 2-loop bow. Okay, then I'm just going to take my little twine, I'm going to wrap it around here, and I'm going to tie it off into the back. Okay, so we're going to tie it really, really tight here and tie this off. and then we're going to hot glue this to the actual ribbon. It's kind of hard to tie that so tight, but we're going to be able to do it here. Tie it one more time, and then you can kind of pull your little knot where you need it to, pull your little tails down, and then make sure your burlap is sitting in the center of that, or your little twine. Okay, so you want your little bow to look like this onto your piece, okay? Then we're just gonna come in and we're actually gonna cut these little tails a little shorter to the back. And then we're gonna hot glue that little bow right there in the center of it. And it's just gonna be the extra little additive touch to each layer. Okay, and we're gonna do that for all 3 layers. I'm just gonna take some hot glue to the back of this, putting it right in the center. Okay, and then we're just gonna cover up that seam. Okay, so we're just gonna tack that on there. Let me turn you guys just a little bit so y'all can see. We're gonna tack this right there in the center of that little bow. Kind of give it a nice little push, and then we'll come back down and do the next layer. So see how cute that actually looks right there. Okay, so same thing we're gonna do for the next layer. We're gonna take our little twine, cut us a little piece to tie with. Go ahead and do 2 of them because I'm going to do 2 more bows for each layer, 1 for each layer. 3 little loops, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We don't even have to twist tie this because it's exactly the same on both sides. It's very, very thin, so you don't have to twist and turn it. Now I'm going to take my 1.5 inch wide blue ribbon, and this is wired ribbon. I'm going to come down, make my little tail. I'm going to have to cut that duck tail here in just a minute. Make a small loop, twist it a half a turn, come back. Same size loop on the other side, back and forth 2 times, making myself my next little layer bow. Okay, taking my twine once again, tying this off right in the center. Okay, just like this. Let me see, I just lost a little loop here, so let me go back and add that on there. All right, let me start over. I lost my little twist tie there. So it's hard once you lose it. You just got to start over. So no worries whatsoever. And then we'll come back in and add our little ribbon on there. It's kind of hard to tie these with one hand. So if you have an extra set of hands there that can help you, that would be ideal. But you definitely can do it if not. Okay, so then we're going to take our little piece of twine, go right in the center and twist tie it off to the back. Now this, what we're making tonight, is an actual diaper cake for a baby shower. Super, super cute if you just want to do like a dessert table. You could use the diaper cake for the centerpiece, and you can do it actually in any theme. Hers is actually in teddy bears, so we're going to put a little teddy bear right on the very tip top of it. But I just wanted to add a little bit of a bow, a decorative bow to the front of it, just to help kind of tie everything together. Okay, so then we're going to come down and we're going to actually cut our little tails here into our little duck tails. So up and V the tails right there. Okay, so we got our next little bow right here, and we're just going to hot glue that right in the center, lining our center seams in line. Okay, and we're gluing that bow right there in the center. We're keeping all this the seams covered up with the bows so that you won't even be able to see where the seam is. Okay, so turn that to the front, as you can see here, and then we're just adding that little extra layer of bows to each layer. Okay, and we're going to do one more bow here, and then we can add our sweet little teddy bear to the top. All right, so we'll back and forth 3 times with the little ribbon, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just like that. Cut it, and we'll come back with this blue 1.5 inch wide ribbon one more time and make that 3rd little bow. Okay, make our little tail, crinkle it in, give it a little loop, twist it a half a turn, come to the other side, twist it a half a turn, back, and then one more time to the other side. All right. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we'll take my twine, tie it off in the center. Once I get it tied, then I can go back and actually ducktail my tails. Okay, and we're just double knotting this little tie just to hold everything into place. You could use a pipe cleaner if you chose to. You definitely could do that. The only thing with the pipe cleaner is that it's gonna be hard to cover it on this because these little bows are to cover up the actual seam. So if it was a big bow that we could put 3 or 4 different layers in, we definitely could use a pipe cleaner. But because we're making these bows more flat and the actual twine is our center, then we don't want to use a pipe cleaner on this. Okay, so I'm gonna come down, cut my little tails. This is the bottom one, so I'm gonna make the tails just ever so slightly longer. I can catch the ribbon here and ducktail that again, pulling our little tails to the front, and then we're going to come in and actually glue our third little bow right here on the seam. Okay, so I'm putting the hot glue right there on that ribbon, and then coming right to the center seam and hot gluing that in. Okay, so we're making a diaper cake for a centerpiece tonight. We've used 45 rolled diapers on the bottom level, 33 on the second level, and then we're doing 20, 25 for the top level. We wrapped it with some burlap, and then came back with a 1.5 inch wide blue, and then we went and added our sweet little bows in the center here. Now, each one of these layers are just sitting on top of the next layer, so we can level these up, make sure our little tails are hanging down, level, 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 and then we're going to come back and add our sweet little teddy bear to the top. Now, this little teddy bear is one that she had gotten at Walmart during Valentine's season. So he's kind of plain, right? He's kind of just a plain little teddy bear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off this tag here at the bottom. We're going to come back and we're going to add a sweet little bow to his neck to match the bows on the actual cake. And then he will just ever so sweetly sit up here on top. But we have to add that sweet little bow to him. Hey, what's up, guys? We're going to add that sweet little bow to the top up here. So we're going to come down here. And I want to include that burlap on there just to help add him a sweet little addition to him. So I'm going to take this, I'm actually going to wrap this around his neck and make him a collar. So I'm just going to take it and tie it first. Okay, we're just going to tie it, not too tight, just tie it on there. You don't even have to tie the whole knot. You're just going to twist it one time, like you're going to tie a shoestring, but you don't do the second level. Okay, because we don't want that big knot right there in the center. So we're just going to take it and tie it around his little neck and make him some little ribbons hanging down like that. And then I'm going to come back and make that same little bow like we did for the top, using our twine, and we'll actually tie the twine to the neck piece. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. We'll do 3 little loops, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, cut that off, and then we'll come back and actually tie our 2 little looped bow of the blue ribbon to match. Now this blue ribbon here is some that I had gotten at Sam's. I have never seen this pastel blue before, this baby blue, so it was perfect timing with having to do this piece. I just picked this up over the weekend, so it was perfect timing for Michelle. All right, crinkle that in, and then I'm going to cut these little tails here. And then once again on the other side, this little tail is shorter because I've already made the 2 long tails for the neck piece. And I'm going to tie this off, and we'll tie this on to our actual centerpiece. Okay, so tie that really, really tight here. Really tight. Okay, and then we're going to pull our little tails down to the front, and then we made our sweet little necktie. And I'm going to come in and actually tie it to this centerpiece here. So you just have to make sure when you're tying this on that you're actually using the right tie instead of the two little pieces of ribbon that are hanging down, because if not, if you pull on the wrong tie, you could pull out your actual ribbon. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're using the two ties that you tied the knot with to actually tie it onto the ribbon that we tied onto the center. Okay, so once you get that in place, you don't want to hot glue it on there because mom's probably going to stick this little teddy bear in the baby's crib, and so you don't want to actually hot glue it on or anything like that. In case she wants to take the bows off later, then she actually has them that she can throw away and just use the teddy bear for the baby bed. Okay, or the changing table, whatever. So then we tied this sweet little bow on there, and then our little teddy bear is going to sit right up here on top of this beautiful cake, diaper cake. And then there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our 3 little tiered, sweet as can be, little darling cake. All right, so there you have it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our sweet little 3-tiered diaper cake. Once again, it is 45 diapers on the bottom. These are size 2 diapers, and then the second layer is 33, top layer is 25, and then add whatever decorations and ribbons you want for your theme for your diaper. And there you have it, our sweet little 3-tiered diaper cake. So thank you guys so very much for letting me share this with y'all tonight. I'm sorry I couldn't do it on live, but I wanted y'all to be able to see how to do it in case you have a baby shower coming up and you'd like to make one for your loved one. All right, guys, it is almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to sign off. Y'all have an amazing night. Happy Thursday to you guys, and I'll see you guys back. All right, take care, guys, and thank you again for sharing this with me. Bye.